Hello, and welcome to another episode of the
Global
Global
Digital
Digital
Success
Yes Talk.
Talk.
So welcome to another week and another episode of the Global Digital Success Talk. So, what is our topic for today?
Okay, so our topic for today is creating your digital legacy. How to build a business that I can't not see, but I don't know why I cannot see the bottom
Really?
part standing. Yeah, but maybe just my end.
Okay, so creating
Maybe
your digital.
let me minimize it and put it
Okay.
big. Okay, I think I got it. Hopefully, okay, there. So, sorry, I'm sorry to everyone. That's what happened when you live. Okay, so our topic for today is creating your digital legacy. How to build a business that outlives trends. Okay, so if you want to know a little bit more about the topic, stay with us and keep tuned. They will give us input on this topic.
Yes. But before we dive into our topic, let us introduce ourselves. So, hi everyone, my name is Sandy. I'm originally from Panama, but currently reside in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. I also work in the movie industry, and I'm a proud digital business owner and mentor.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Yesenia, but everyone knows me as Jessie. I'm a nurse by professional. I live in Ontario, Canada. Original from Cuba, but I live here in Ontario, Canada. I think I'm repeating myself again. It's been a while. So I don't do a live. I wasn't here last week, but I'm back again. Anyways, I'm also a proud digital business owner and a mentor.
Yes. We also want to remind everyone that every Tuesday and every Thursday we have our live webinars. So if you want to learn how to start your online business and start earning online, all you have to do is register into any of the websites that appear on the screen with your name and email address, and we'll send you that invitation to watch the webinar. Our webinars is, like we mentioned, every Tuesday and Thursdays, 5 p.m. PST and 8 p.m. EST. So when you register into our website, you will receive an email that will contain two links. So the first one is to register to, that one will take you to a page that will take you to the registration of the live webinar. It will have two buttons, that page. So one for Tuesday and one for Thursday. So you can register for either one or for both. The second link you get there is the link to the replay of the live webinar. So just in case you cannot attend the live webinar, that's not a problem. You can always catch the replay and watch it from the comfort of your own home. Now, in addition to that, we also invite you to our private Facebook group where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information about the business. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, so what am I going to find out on the webinar? So, on the webinar, you're going to find out how our online business plan works. And also, you get the opportunity to hear from the panelists, which are members of our community, who will be sharing with you why they decided to start their online business and how this online business has transformed their lives. So, if you want to catch this replay before tomorrow's live webinar, here are the hosts and panelists for last Thursday's live webinar.
Okay, so last Thursday, June 19th, for a live webinar, our host was Emina. She's a coach and online business owner. We also have Lynette, is a full-time entrepreneur. Vridutika is a telemarketer and restaurant owner. Natasha, an online business owner and mentor. We also have Nicole, administrator manager. Emily, bank office. Maricel, healthcare worker and caregiver. And Nia, an IT professional. So all these people were on a live webinar last Thursday. So the only thing that you have to do to have access to a new webinar, remember, are Tuesdays and Thursday, 5 p.m. PDT, 8 p.m. EDT, so Eastern time. So the only thing you have to do is register within any our website with your name and email address, and we send you the whole information and your personal link to have access to the webinar.
Yes. So if you're watching the replay has subtitles in several languages, and our live webinar has subtitles in 5 languages: the Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic. So there you go. So now you know, if you want to catch that replay before tomorrow's live webinar, all you have to do is just register into any of our websites, and we'll be happy to send you that link to catch the replay and also to register for tomorrow's live webinar. Okay, so let's dive in into our topic. So, what is our topic for today?
So, as we said before, our topic for today is creating your digital legacy. We're going to dig in how to build a business, the Outlive trends.
Yes, so that's what we're gonna be talking today. So, as you know, trends come and go. Okay, so that's normal. But purpose, impact, and legacy, that's a different story. So those last. Okay, so those are very lasting. So when you create purpose, when you create impact, and you create a legacy, that's gonna be for so many years. So let's talk about how to build a digital business that stand the test of time. So that's what we want to be able to build. So that's what we're going to be talking today. So today's topic is a powerful one. Okay, so we are creating, or like we mentioned before, it's creating your digital legacy, how to build a business that outlives trends. So that's what we're going to be talking today. And just to start, as you see, it's easy to get caught up in what is trending, always checking, okay, what is trending? So we want to keep up with all the trends, or the updates, or the viral contents, or the new tools. But in reality, we didn't start this journey to be temporary. Okay, if that's your goal, that doesn't work, because you want to be able to create a lasting impact. So being there for many years. Okay, so for example, a good example of that is Apple. When Apple was born, many years out of when they separated from the I think it was, well, in Microsoft. I don't know if it was
Yeah,
Microsoft at the beginning, at that time, but I think it was IBM.
you're
I think it was
probably right.
IBM. Yeah, I think it was IBM, and then these two workers, from IBM, they decided to go on their own, and they built the Apple. And we were talking about so many years ago. And up to today, Apple is still standing. Okay, so that's a brand, that's a way that you want to make sure that you create something that will last for years. Okay, not something that is just temporary, like for 1 or 2 years and then it's gone. So that's our focus for today: how to create that legacy. Okay, how can we create that, make that lasting impact? So in the next few minutes, we are going to dive into what it means to create a digital legacy, how to build a brand rooted in purpose, and actions we can take now to create long term impact. Okay, so what are today's points?
Okay, so today's points are point number one, what is a digital legacy? We're going to dig in on that. Number two, build on purpose, no popularity. This is really important. I'm going to tell you why. And number three is take aligned actions today. And we're going to give you some advice, and it's up to you if you want to make it happen.
Okay, so let's dive in into our first point.
Okay, so what is digital legacy? All right, so a digital legacy isn't just about numbers or reach, it's about the mark we leave online, the mark that we leave behind, okay? That continues to serve others long after the trends fade. So you want to create content that doesn't matter if it is not trending now, people are still going to watch. People going still going to enjoy, okay? It's the way that people remember us. It's the value we believe behind or through our content, our mission, and the life we touch. Okay, it's the difference between chasing trends and building truth. Why we saying that? Because sometimes we get lost. Sometimes we want to do the last dance, or we want to do the last outfit check or something like that. And maybe you get a couple followers, maybe you get like a lot of viewers, but do they will keep watching you? Will you make an impact on them to keep looking at you, like to keep connecting with you? That's what it's all about. That's the legacy that we want to talk about. Okay, so legacy focus brand as. Okay, so let's ask ourselves who I am here to serve. What I'm doing this for. What is my intention with this work that I'm making, about the whatever you're doing on the online space. But in this case, we're talking about our opportunity as creating your own business, so you're going to create like who I want to show the business, who I want to know, that people out there want to know about my business, so that's what you want to serve. Okay, what message will outlast the algorithm? So now you know who you want to talk about it, so now you want to ask, what's my message? Now I know my target, but what I want to tell them, you know, do I tell them like buy the paint now, or do I tell them to follow me, or do I tell them like this business, like what do I want to tell them? So that we create an action, okay? So how can I make someone life better today and beyond? I think that's one of the things that we love about this business is about the way they make us think, because it's not about like the right now, like in a future, not just like you're making money right now, but in the future, how much money will you make? That can make a lot of difference, because it's not like, okay, I'm making five right now, but in 3 years I will not make nothing. And that's the legacy of our business, our platform that we're looking for, and that's what we love what we do on this business. Okay, so yeah, like it's sometimes we're just focused like on the hustle, on the non-stop, and sometimes we don't not true to ourselves, and we start being the person that we're not, then we start following strategies, and instead they being it's supposed to be the other way around, because that's what we want to show in this business, is that you can do it, just you can do this business and earn online, just to being you, just to sharing your story, just to be yourself on the comfort of your home or your vacation or whatever it is in your case, and how to grow with the heart, is instead of doing like something that you are not proud of, because this is what I feel right. So that's the reason that we love like we love this business, and that's the reason we're still on this business for being like all around like 3-4 years at least myself. So what do you think, Sandy?
Um, well, I think, like, well, yesterday, one of the presenters on that virtual training, she was talking about branding. And one of the things that she was saying, because many times, we are trying uh, to find out, what is it that, who is the brand? And sometimes we say like the brand is, for example, like helping people. But really the brand is you,
Mhm.
and that's what you mentioned before, it has to be you. You have to be authentic, not to be trying to be someone else's that you're not. And that's one of the things, the mistakes that we do. We tend to compare to other people, but in reality your brand is you. You are the one who people will follow, because for your voice, for what you believe, they will have the same belief as you. And a good example of this, people that have made a lasting impact from decades in history. We're talking about Martin Luther King. That's a good
Mhm.
example. Mother Teresa is another one. Gandhi is another example. So people that some of them, they're not, or many of them are not with us today. But even though they're not with us today, when you mention those names, people know who they are, and that's the legacy impact that you're making. So that's what we want to be able to create with our brand, create that legacy, create that impact through us, through what we believe. People will connect with us, and that's what you want to create, um, that connection, with your audience. So like Jesse was mentioning, be authentic, just be you, because that's who you are, and that's who people will connect with you. If you're not authentic, that's gonna be tough, because people will think that that's you, and then when they get to meet you, you're not the same person that they were looking at. You're a totally different person. So they will feel kind of like disappointed, and disconnected with the other you. So you want to make sure that you are the real you, and you show, yourself in there. The other thing that she was mentioning, like, um, you have to show yourself, like doing things. And then, a lot of times, we become like a little bit of salesy, instead of being, um, more to the emotional, more emotional connection, to be more empathizing with other people, instead of being, like so salesy. And like the beliefs that you have, the voice that you have, those are the things that people are going to connect with you. So when you know who you're serving, who do you want to make an impact, it makes your start to makes your life easier to be able to connect with them. So you have to really sit down and reflect, okay, who is it that I want to serve? Who is it that I want to impact? What is it, the message that I want to give to people out there? And then they will see, they will connect with you through your message. um, are you able to help them in a way that, you can make their life better? For example, on the third question, not just today, okay, but beyond today. you know that's what we're talking about, the lasting impact. So for example, um, let's say someone who was listening to you, who's been following you, and when they started to looking to hearing at you, they didn't have that confidence. They were someone who was uh, not didn't have that self-confidence. But as the person keep watching you, and you start talking about, how you can build that confidence, and the person, on the other side of the screen start implementing what you're teaching, and start understanding, and then eventually that person starts building that self-confidence, well, you have made an impact on that person, a lasting impact, because now she was able to boost her self-confidence, and this is something that will stay with her for, the rest of her life. So that's the lasting impact that you want to be able to make. Someone make an impact on someone people's life, not just temporarily but lasting. um, and those are, the people that we mentioned before. Those are the impacts that they have made. Like another example is Lady Diana. That's another one. So yeah, that's what we're talking about, that digital legacy. Okay, so what is the second point?
Okay, so our second point is build on purpose, no popularity. So we want to talk about this. Don't we just giving our opinion and our ideas, okay? Because remember, you can make a video today that you can have 5,000 followers, but that doesn't mean all these like 5,000 views, all these people are going to follow it. They're just watching one video. That doesn't mean they're going to keep watching your content, okay? So let's dig in. So to build something that lasts, we need to go deeper than quick wins, okay? You can do those ones. Those ones are really good to get to gain people attention. But now that you got their attention, what are you going to do with it? Because remember, you can lose their attention really fast. Okay, so you're going to lead with your values, okay? Let your principle guide you content and offer, okay? Create timeless content. Share insights, stories, and skills that is still relevant 1 to 5 or 10 years from now. It's not just give just the dance, also give them value, leave them something that they will remind or something that will help them in the future as well, or something they can go back and watch it continuously in 5 years from now, 3 months from now, or who knows, okay? So build community, not just an audience, okay? Relationship. I think we are humans. We say, relationship, but we love relationships. Relationship will always outlast reach. When you start talking, when you start reaching out this person, you can make a better impact, okay? Mentor and multiply This is really important. I think that's why we love this business, because yes, we have a big community, but we also have our mentors, and our mentors are like our we focus on multiply what we know. We focus on multiply what we're doing. Why we're doing this, why do we multiply? Because if you have $1 now and you have five people that are making $1 as well, now how much you have? You have four. So that's what we're talking about. So it's about the multiplication, because when you show people what to do, they're doing the same than you, they can teach other people the same. So now you can spend your time or your whatever you want to do doing something else as well, because you already know that this is already going on the back of the house. Okay, that's what it's all about. So when you teach other to rise, you impact multiply even when you are not in the room. That's what I was saying, guys, because they already know what to do. They can teach other. They actually don't need you to do that part. So that's how amazing is that? It's not like you have to go to class for the whole 6 months. You can go to class just once a month. Legacy is built in the quiet moment, when we choose consistency over hype, depth over click, and service over ego. So I love this comment. And for everyone that's watching, it's not, we're just giving our opinion, but remember, you have to have a strategy, and you also have to have soul. Like the strategy is like, you have your action, your growth, your structure, and then your soul is your purpose, your authenticity, your connection with the people. And then when you're doing as a business, it should be, that business should feel like home, because now you feel like family. You are growing something between, you're doing something together, you know and that's the most important thing. You also have to know how to balance that, so you don't do the same that we're running from. We are running for a 9 to 5 jobs. We don't want to get burned out. You don't want to do you don't want to feel disconnect. You don't want to not love what you're doing. So you also have to learn that balance. But how amazing that you can do that balance and a strategy, and at the same time, you align it with your actions, your contents, and everything. So that's what I have to say about it. What do you think, Sandy?
Um, to add to what Jesse say, yeah, building on purpose and not popularity. Yeah, a lot of people say, like, yes, viral contents are good because you get like a lot of noise like that fast, but that noise is just temporarily, and then then you go back to normal. So yeah, you wouldn't, it's nice to have a viral, but that's not gonna make a huge impact on your business if that's what you're looking for. If you're looking just for trying to get popularity and just temporarily, then yeah, that might be good. But if you want to create something that will last for a long time, you want to build on purpose. So when we build on purpose, we are leading with our values. So for example, here it says, let your principles guide your contents and offer. um so um let's see here. Okay, that's it. um so yeah, so when you're leading with your values, you're showing them, what do you believe, what do you your voice. And people, like I mentioned, before, people are gonna connect with you because they might have the same beliefs as you, or they might believe in what you're saying. So they will relate to you, so they want to follow that type of content. um when we are talking about create timeless contents, share insights, story, and skills. Um this one, like they're talking about 1 to 5 or 10 years. And yesterday they were talking about this on when it comes, for example, creating contents that create that, it's not emotion, but it's kind of like emotion. But like, for example, here are the 10 movies, for example, the 10 movies that, it doesn't matter how many years they have passed, you always gonna feel connected with those movies. One of them, well, for me, one of them is Dirty Dancing. But there's so many of them, that they are like classics, that it doesn't matter how many years have passed, they're always gonna be very good movies to watch. And then you connect with people that think that the same thing as you, like, oh yeah, that's true, I love that movie, that's a classic. So those are, the timeless, like it's something that, like you can, it could be 1 year from now, 5 years from now, or 10 years from now, that it has already passed, but you created a content that it doesn't have like time, so you can connect, even with content that it has already passed, but it has a meaning, it has a voice, it's something that you relate to. And building community, not just an audience. Yeah. um, when you have a community, is stronger than just an audience, because community, you know you have the same belief, the same like mindset, and depending, what kind of community you're building, there's that relationship, like in our community, for example, we uplift each other, we motivate each other, we help each other, we share knowledge. And that's the kind of relationship that you want to have as a whole community, not just an audience, just because one thing is like you go to a business and then you're just listening and watching, but there's no connection there. But when you are going to watch, an event from a community, that's different, because everyone, connects, and it doesn't matter where you are from, what age you are, what ethnicity or what religion you are, you all connected in the same place, as a community, because we all have belief on the same thing, we have the same like mindset, and that makes us a strong and a lasting, for decades, to be able to, it's gonna be hard to break that, because you have built that close relationship. um Now, when we're talking about mentor and multiply, that's what we call, in us, the duplicating effect or the ripple effect. you know for example, in our community, there's a symbolic thing that, last year I went, and they mentioned, and it's kind of beautiful, the way that they show it, like passing the torch to the next person. So someone help you, so you grab the torch. Now you're gonna help others, so you pass the torch to the other one, and that's how you create that ripple effect of helping people, along the way. And because you're duplicating that, or like multiplying, here it says, you are creating that impact, like ripple effects of impact in a lot of people, not just one person. And that's what you want to be able to do. You want to be able to teach others how to rise themselves first, and then how to help other people rise themselves too. And there's that, passing that torch along, or creating that ripple effect. So it's a legacy that is built in the quiet moments, because a lot of times, many people might not notice it, but you are building that legacy, you know. Um, in the behind the scenes. And when we choose consistency, that means, be consistent, creating those ripple effects. The depth is more than over clicks, because as you creating that consistency, you creating that impact in a lot of people. So even though you might not see it, the impact is there, because people are following you, people are believing in what you're doing. And service over ego, that means, helping other people, without you uh thinking, like, oh, I'm gonna gain something in back, and just to help in that way. No, you're serving people because you really want to help that person, not because you want to get something in exchange. So that's the difference of creating that legacy, because you are serving people, from the heart, not from in exchange for something. So that's building on purpose and not popularity. That's what I would say from from my part. Yeah. Okay. So point number 3.
Okay, so take aligned action today. Okay, so ask yourself, What will my business be known for? What messages do I want people to remember me by? What impact do I want to leave behind? Okay, so if we ask these questions to ourselves, we can come up with an answer. So now we have a representation of what we want to give. We want other people to know ourselves. Why? Because that, if you know your answer, you will take actions, you will take tasks, you will do something to be to make it happen. So when you make action, it's because you know where you want to go. So if you don't know where you want to go, you don't know what you want to offer, what your value are, what your message is, people will not take action with you. People will not believe on you, and you will not believe yourself. Will do those small steps or the biggest steps to get things done, because you don't know how your business is going to react, because you don't know, you haven't asked yourself these questions. So that's what we're talking about, because if you do it, you will see more clear. You will do, now and then you will make it happen. Okay, start today by creating content that teach, encourage, and empower. That's digital legacy in action. Okay, so let's go and just a little bit on deep, not too much. So let's go a little bit deep. What we saying this, okay? We're not an experts. We're just sharing our like what we have gone through with this business, because yes, maybe you do let's see, for everyone is follow me, no, I like to dance. So you do a video, just put it out there, yes, you get some viewers or whatever, but are they actually staying to see something else? What about if you post something different? Will they be watched? Do will react the same? So now if you ask yourself all these questions, you will know what you have to do to create or to put out there your message. Okay, so on our case, we are talking, we're one encouraging, at least on my case, to all those immigrants, all those hardworking immigrants. Yes, we may have a good job, but we don't have enough time for the people that we love. So yes, we're making money, but we're making money because we're out there, so we're not here with our family. So how to find a way that we can be out here at the same time making money without sacrificing our time or our love to our family, or time with our family. So if that is my message, that's what I want my business to stand for. What do I have to do to make it happen? So I want to make sure that I'm encouraging other immigrants and encouraging other hard workers. I may going to make sure that showing them my journey, maybe going to make sure to show others journey similar to them, so they can see the different patterns of the different ways they be able to become it, they be able to achieve if they follow my business. What are the things I can do about it? I can't be present, giving encouragement with good phrases for this specific target. Maybe a content as myself, showing them like my struggles, and maybe one day showing them my wins, like I'm have time now, I'm at home, I'm not worried about money. So that is what it's all about it. Because if you ask yourself these three questions, we're not expert, but with this what our conclusion are. So that's what we have learned, and we're seeing that this is what is working for us. It may work for you. So if you ask yourself these kind of questions, you can start becoming more clear. Remember, as I said before, we don't want to get overwhelmed, and we don't want to like to leave behind our dreams because we think that we will not be able to achieve them, because maybe we don't do the action or the steps to get into it, because we're still thinking that we're not able to do it, you know? So how, what, instead that you're saying yes, or let's do this, let's ask ourselves these questions so we can um enlight, our thoughts, and see it clear, what action we have to take today to become it happen. I hope so. I haven't make it too complicated.
Thank you, Jesse. Yeah, just to add to what Jesse said, like when we take aligned action today, one of the things they mentioned yesterday too was that one of the speakers, he was mentioning that sometimes, you will have people that is close to you that might not believe in what you're trying to do. Um, but just ignore, okay? Because if you have a goal of who you want to impact in people, what impact you want to make on people, what message do you want to share, just don't listen to the rest and just focus on that. And a lot of people will say to you, oh no, that's not gonna work. If you're lucky, you might get 100 people, 1,000 people, to follow you. That was one of the things that they mentioned to him, when he was started, but he wanted to make an impact on the people, because he saw that how he was making an impact on his friends, and he wanted to be able to continue that, so that he loved what he was doing. um so when you find out, what will my business be known for, what is it that I want people to remember my business, you know um so you will have like that, I think they call it like a tagline, Um, for example, one of our business in our community, her tagline is "Hooray, hooray, hooray!" So that tagline, what is it that you want your business? For example, Nike, another tagline for another brand like Nike is "Just do it." So everyone will remember. If someone say "Just do it," they know that's Nike. So that's what you want to create, something that your business will be known for. um so and that you're saying that just to do it, um to be known for, what I mean is, like, what is it that the impact that you want to make on other people's life, that will make them, remind you like who your business is about. Okay, so the message do I want to people to remember me by? So now you have your business, your brand. So what is it that you do, right? That you want to have people to remind you. But now, what is the message that I want people to remember me of, what have I done on their lives? You know, a good example of that is, a lot of people relate to Lady Diana, for her current care, towards people. You know, she wasn't someone um, that followed the rules, for the royalty rules, because she wanted to be able to get that closeness with people, because in the royalty, for example, they have to follow certain rules, like you cannot get so close to other people. But she was not like that. She was just, she wanted to, hug the people, and that's why, a lot of people love Lady Diana, because of her um carefree, her spontaneity. I don't know if that's the correct word, but you know
Close enough.
but I'm pretty sure you understand what I mean. Um, so yeah, so you want to be able to have people remember you by something that you do. So you have to reflect on that. What is it that I want people to remember me? The other one is, what impact do I want to leave behind? So once you're not in this world, what is it that you want to leave behind that people will remember you? So once you reflect on these three questions, and you write it down, that will be easier for you to start creating that content that will teach those values, those messages, those impacts that you want to make. And you can create those ones through teaching people, through encouraging people, to empowering people. And that's the way that you're gonna be starting creating that digital legacy in action. So combining all those things that we have touched together to finally, recap everything and write those points, and then from those points creating that content through these categories that we are showing here: teaching, encouraging, and empowering people. So hopefully, what we shared today has helped you. So we do have some takeaway from this topic. So what is the takeaway from today's topic?
So your business is more than a brand, it's a legacy in the making. You are not just building for today, you are building something that will live in the hearts, minds, and life of others. Remember this and keep going.
Yes. So that's the takeaway for today's topic. So we have arrived to our end. So we hopefully, you got some insight from what we shared today. And hopefully, like if you're building a brand, or if you're starting an online business, and you wanna be able to use some of these tips, because you wanna be able to create a legacy brand and not just a temporary brand. We gave some points here of what you can do to be able to build that. So, um, and if you are starting, your online business as a new, when you decide to uh, start a digital online business, then you have an idea, on what to focus. And for those who are already in this journey, this also will give you an idea, what are the things that we need to focus to be able to build that uh, legacy brand that will impact, for many years in so many lives. So, saying that, I want to say thank you to everyone that has watched the lives with us today. For those that will catch the replay, thank you so much. To our followers, thank you so much for being part of our journey, for believing in us, and for engaging with our content. If you're watching us from Facebook and you are not following us, you can follow us up here. So I'm like Sandy to Empower Lizer. Okay. And then Yesenia Rodriguez Veras. So you can follow us, and that way you get to know us a little bit more, who we are and what type of content we put in our pages. Now, if you're watching us from YouTube and you haven't subscribed to our channel, you can subscribe to the channel and press that notification bell to get to know when we put new content and when we are going live. So that way you keep learning more about this online business opportunity that we are showing, tips and strategies, and you get to meet also members of our community and their stories. So that way, when you feel ready and you want to proceed, to learn more about this online business opportunity, you can take action by either put it in the comments more info if you want to learn more about this online business opportunity, and also, send us a private message, or you can register directly into our website with your name and email address, and we'll be happy to uh, send you that link to watch the webinar, which is the same webinar that we have watched when we started this journey, and that has changed so many lives. It keeps changing lives, and it's changing our lives too. Um, so when you register into our website, you will receive an email that will contain two links. So the first one is to register to the live webinar. Our live webinars it happens every Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5 p.m. PST and 8 p.m. EST. So that link will take you to a page that will have two buttons, one for Tuesday and Thursday, so you can register for either one or for both. The second link that you get there is the link to the replay of the live webinar. So just in case you cannot attend the live webinar, that's not a problem. You can always catch the replay and you can watch it from the comfort of your own home. In addition to that, we also invite you to our private Facebook group where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information about the business. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, so what am I going to find out on the webinar? So on the webinar, you're going to find out how an online business plan works. And also you get to hear from the panelists, which are members of our community, who will be sharing with you why they decided to start their online business and how this online business has transformed their lives. So if you want to catch this replay before tomorrow's live webinar, here are the hosts and panelists from last Thursday's live webinar.
All right, so the host was Emina. She's a coach and online business. Lianette is a full-time entrepreneur. Birutika is a telemarketer and restaurant owner. Natasha is online business owner and mentor. We also have Nicole, administrator manager. Emily, bank officer. Maricel, healthcare worker and a caregiver. And Niha is an IT professional. So all these people were on a live webinar last Thursday, June 19. But if you want, remember we have live webinar every Tuesdays and Thursday. New people, new story. And remember the times are 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And the only thing you have to do to get access to this live webinar to learn how to start your own business is register with your name and email to any our website, and we send you your a specific link to get access to this amazing webinar. It's changing life and it's changing so many lives around the world.
Thank you, Jessie. Yeah, so if you're catching this replay before tomorrow's live webinar, our replay has subtitles in several languages, and our live webinar has subtitles in 5 languages: the Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic. So there you go. So now you know what to do. We also want to say thank you for the like emojis from Johnny Tayrol and the heart emoji from Melissa Njuru. So thank you so much for that. And
Thank
thank
you,
you for
thank you.
watching. So let's dive into what is our next topic for next Monday.
So next Monday on Global Digital Success Talk is going to be balancing strategy and soul, how to grow without losing yourself. So if you want to know a little bit more, just uh, um, link in with us next Monday.
Yes. So we hope so that what we shared today with you will really give you like a lot of insight. So tell us in the comments, what is it that you learned today, something that was new that you didn't know, and what is it that, or if you have something that you want to share with us, well, I'm also happy to read it. Just put it in the comments. We'll be happy to read any comments that you have from today's topic that we share with you today. So saying that, we want to wish everyone a happy and blessed Monday for those who are on Monday, and a happy and blessed Tuesday for those who are on Tuesday, and a happy and blessed week ahead for everyone. So remember that lead with purpose, build with vision, and never forget you were born to leave a mark. So see you next week for another episode of the
Global
Global
Digital
Digital
Success
Success Talk.
Talk. Thank you, everyone, for
Thank
watching.
you. Yeah. Thank you. God bless you all. Until
Bye.
next Monday.